If you've ever spent time with an ocean, whether that's swimming in them, cruising on them, flying over them, or discovering them vicariously, courtesy of an awe-inspiring documentary series, you will know they are vast and majestic. Scuba diving is one of my favourite ways to experience them, and I've had the privilege to do so in various oceans around the world as my go-to holiday plan. Submerged 15 metres underwater, you could be forgiven for thinking you'd entered another world. A beautiful world. A world that puts the blue into our unique and wondrous blue-green planet. And yet, despite its beauty, I couldn't help but feel shocked and disappointed because, whilst the waters may be crystal clear, the oceans themselves are not. That revelation and the realisation I had to do something about it changed my life. My go-to diving buddies are my husband Dean and brother-in-law Jaryd. Each and every time we would come up from a dive, regardless of where we were in the world, we would excitedly talk about all the amazing encounters we'd just experienced. Encounters with turtles, sharks, manta rays, you name it. These conversations, filled with joy and wonder, kept coming back to one thing that left us uneasy: the amount of plastic tumbling across the ocean floor. Seeing firsthand how bad plastic pollution had become was shocking, and it was right in our faces every time we went for a dive. Our post-dive discussions increasingly became more and more focused on the plastic pollution and its impact on all living things we love in the ocean. It had us itching to do something about it, to do our part to try and reduce the amount of plastic entering our waterways. But what could we do? Yes, we're scuba-loving tourists and outdoor enthusiasts, but we aren't legislators, activists, or product engineers. I mean, I'm a nurse. There were, of course, the responsible consumer things we could do as individuals, like making purchasing decisions that limited the amount of plastic we bought, and recycling everything we could. But that just didn't feel like it was enough. Below, on the ocean floor, we had seen what we had seen. We felt an obligation to protect and save the ocean world that had brought us so much joy. Because if not us, then who? It seemed to us there were two significant problems that needed to be addressed when it comes to ocean plastic pollution. The first, we need to stop making new plastics that have the potential of entering our waterways in the future. And second, we need to reduce the amount of plastic that's already in there. We put our heads together with the intention of finding a way to address ocean plastic pollution whilst championing a love of outdoor adventures. The second part was particularly important to me. Growing up in a family that loved to camp and get outdoors, I couldn't help but feel like the world around us is rapidly changing. People are spending more and more time indoors on technology and less time out amongst nature. Being a nurse, I understand how important getting outdoors can be for a person's physical and mental well-being. And that's when the idea of Nakie was born. We make outdoor gear from recycled plastic bottles. It started with a portable hammock made from 37 recycled bottles. It sounds easy when I say it quickly, but finding a mill that could make the fabric from recycled plastic bottles and then perfecting the fabric so it was strong and durable enough to sustain the demand of people lying in a hammock was no easy feat. There were numerous failed attempts and moments when we questioned if what we were trying to do was even possible. But we were determined, and 6 months later, our determination paid off when we received a call to say our fabric and prototype hammock had met our rigorous quality testing. Once we knew it could be done, it was full steam ahead. We did literally everything ourselves, from building the website to taking the images to marketing and packing of the orders. It was a steep learning curve, but when you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like a job. We were infatuated with the idea that we could repurpose more and more plastic bottles and had a deep desire for the business to succeed. We knew we had some big knowledge gaps we needed to fill in order to make it happen. I would get lost for hours watching YouTube videos and researching how to start a company, build a website, scale up for mass production, and run social media advertising. Basically, anything you can think of in relation to running a business, we Googled it. For over 2 years, I don't think we turned on our TV. 3 months after we had a working prototype, we were finally ready to launch. Dean, Jaryd and I, all still working our full-time day jobs, we spent every spare hour we had, desperate to bring our idea to life, to get it out to the world. We started the business from one of our spare bedrooms. I still remember that first box of stock we received. It was exciting, but still a little surreal. Reality hit for us when we received our first order, because whilst having a working prototype was incredibly exciting, and having a small box of production stock sitting in our spare bedroom was cool, we knew it wouldn't have any impact unless we could get people to buy into it. And that was the big unknown for us. When we received our first sale, I remember Dean and I were at home and we were running around the house celebrating as if we'd won the lottery. I remember calling my brother-in-law and we were literally jumping up and down like little kids at Christmas. To be honest, we've never celebrated as much as we did that day. That first sale was enough for us to truly believe that the vision we had created was very much possible. So we went all in. There were, of course, some tough days. I remember getting home from a 12-hour nursing shift at the hospital and being completely exhausted. But the moment I knew a new sale had come in, it rekindled that little kid's excitement and passion, knowing we were repurposing so many plastic bottles. Each hammock we packed showed us people believed in us and our vision, and made us more and more determined to succeed. If 5 people felt compelled enough to purchase an environmental and socially responsible hammock from us, imagine what we could achieve if we got the word out. Looking back, you could say things progressed quite quickly. It didn't feel like it at the time because there was so much work involved and we were all still working our full-time day jobs to get the cash we needed to advertise and spread the word. We thought of advertising investments in terms of how many sales it delivered. And we thought of sales in terms of how many plastic bottles we were recycling. We soon outgrew the spare bedroom and moved the business into the garage. Then into a 100 square metre warehouse, and now 4 years later, we are in a 350 square metre warehouse. Noting the clear demand for responsible outdoor adventure gear, we've since expanded our range to include sand-free beach towels, outdoor puffy blankets, and picnic blankets, all made from recycled plastic bottles, of course. To date, we have saved over 5 million plastic bottles from entering landfill and our waterways. Whilst we know this will only touch the surface of the global work needed to address ocean plastic pollution, we know we are doing our part and helping our customers do theirs. We also resolved early on that in addition to addressing ocean plastic pollution, we wanted to create an environmental, ethical, and socially responsible company. A business that sets an example, that challenges shoppers to make responsible purchasing decisions because they can do so without sacrificing quality. And one that challenges businesses that aren't already doing so to make environmentally conscious changes to their product design, supply chain, and overall operations. We started our Planting Out of Poverty project just 4 months after we launched. We partnered with a non-profit organisation that employs locals from poverty-stricken northwest Madagascar to plant trees in our own reserve. We plant 4 trees for every product we sell and have planted over 500,000 trees to date. We've also worked closely with St Vincent de Paul here at home and have donated $500,000 worth of waterproof outdoor puffy blankets to help warm those experiencing the chill of homelessness. It's opportunities like these to give back to the community and environment that have been the absolute highlight of our journey so far. And because we wanted our customers to know they can trust we are doing what we say, and because we think all businesses should get their good works independently verified, regardless of their size, we work to secure B Corp certification. For those of you who are unfamiliar with B Corp, it's an external auditing process that looks at your company as a whole, from the wages you pay staff to working conditions to environmental impact and giving back to the community. To be certified, you have to score 80 or above, and an average business scores just 50. Our B Corp score is 113. That's the highest in our category in Asia Pacific and 4th highest in the world. So, between the external evaluation metrics, the number of plastic bottles we've recycled, our customer feedback, and the number of trees we've planted, we know we're achieving our goal in reducing the amount of plastic entering landfill and our waterways and helping our customers do the same. As for our goal to challenge other companies to be more social and environmentally conscious, in the past 12 months, several of our largest competitors in America have started to offer hammocks made from recycled materials. For about 5 minutes, we felt a little bummed. We felt like maybe we've lost our competitive advantage and our unique point of difference in the worldwide market of hammocks. But then we reflected on the bigger picture and the positive impact having more producers join us in our recycled hammock strategy will have on the environment. And we quickly changed from feeling bummed to feeling proud. Starting a business has by no means been easy. We've made countless mistakes and learnt so much along the way. I look forward to the day when the biggest challenge our company faces is there is no more plastic pollution to manufacture our hammocks from, and we need to turn to the next environmental villain we can use to produce a product for use in the great outdoors. Our biggest lesson? There are problems all around you. Some may be small, and some may feel so insurmountable you feel like your efforts will be too small to make a difference. But they're not. We were uneasy about all the plastic pollution in the ocean. It's a huge problem and something that we, as 3 scuba diving enthusiasts, know we will only play a small role in addressing. But that small role is still significant. We could have chosen to do nothing about it, but we didn't. I want to challenge you. If you see something that bothers you, a problem that needs a solution, act on it. Don't wait for someone else to fix it. Make a difference. Quite simply, because you can.